Am I a perfect creator? No. Am I a good creator? Also no. I've been very inconsistent. I've been doing content for 5 years, mostly recentering around politics, taking breaks. The last couple years I've been dealing with the carpal tunnel and arthritis, and now the neck injury, compressed discs. Politics exhausted me, and especially on TikTok. Kind of this back and forth, never-ending cycle of dealing with negativity, and obviously the doom scrolling that comes along with politics. Obviously, if you've been following me, you know that I also do the food forest stuff, which I love doing. Love me some nature. Just burnout and exhaustion. And is that a wild rose? In many ways, I needed to stop. My body needed the break. And what I view as pulling back and slowing down is like 1 to 2 videos per day rather than 10 plus videos on like 10 plus different social medias. And I'm not really exaggerating, because for years I would probably post 60 plus videos in a day. Obviously those are repeats, but you make 10 videos on TikTok across 3 different accounts, then you post it to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, Substack, blah blah blah. Then, because of politics and why I go to like the food forest stuff, and I tend to not do a lot of political content for very long stretches, is because I've learned as I've grown as a content creator that essentially that gets more engagement, gets more comments, and I'm a bit of a completionist. I have to respond to every single comment, which means that if I get a video that gets 4,000 likes, I'm gonna at least react to every single one. And with carpal tunnel and arthritis and the load that was constantly on my body while I was in a fight or flight response, well, that's posed problems, getting very little sleep, 3 to 5 hours a night for years, undisturbed, whatever. My body gave out and is giving out. I'm currently on medication that helps with my sleep and helps me with my anxiety, so, things are doing better. But man, that urge to just go nuts and resume activity like it was before is very strong. I'm very passionate about various different things, and I'm an artist. I like to show the world. I like to share my thoughts, my perspectives on politics. I like to basically journal via a vlog. So when it comes right down to it, a lot of my audience might see some inconsistency. Oh, I'm stepping away from politics. And then a couple days later, I'll post a political video. But for me, that is quite literally learning how to be consistent. I'm erratic and impulsive, and right now I'm currently trying to quit smoking, so, hence the need to keep myself distracted, but I do what I want, when I want, impulsively, and that's something I've had to learn to work on. My hands, fucked. My neck, fucked. Thankfully, physio and actually taking that rest will solve a lot of these issues, and everything in moderation, right? A lot of times I like to openly antagonize the right wing, call them idiots for their bigoted takes and all that shit, because it generates engagement, but it's also fucking true, and it's frustrating, and I think many of us feel that just, god damn it, all this red pill bullshit and bigotry towards trans people, shut the fuck up. And that's another thing too, I've been through so many accounts because I don't temper my language. I say fuck and stupid, and even though this is misogynistic language, you're a little bitch. Which, yes, fair criticism. Working on self-correcting. Old habits die hard. I think I got online. I just wanted to be an author, sell some books. I was teaching myself web development and trying to get into game development. I had all these big, bright-eyed dreams when I was in my 20s when I first started, and believed that I could do it. Now, it's become something that I have this voice, I have this platform, I care about these issues. So, that's where I'm operating from now. But when I first got into politics and covering all this stuff, it was because I don't know how to make good long videos that are more YouTube friendly, that are editing. I speak off the cuff every single time that I go on camera. I have no script prepared, just a rough thought, and I go with it. And it evolves throughout the video, because everything said in this video, I didn't know I was going to say when I started this video. Originally, I started it with the intention of it only being 3 minutes, so it could fit well on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, and shit like that. But now this is a longer video, and since I deleted my original YouTube platform, actually I've deleted several, I'm now sitting on a YouTube with like 725-ish followers. It's probably gonna get very little views. But I'm also better at long form content, because I can't keep on track, I get distracted easily, and I like to talk. I am burnt out and I am exhausted, and one thing I think differs is a lot of people, it's why I thought I never experienced burnout before. A lot of people express burnout as a state where they can't do anything. For me, my ability to emote goes down, and I do become a little bit more reserved, a little less energetic, and what's growing on, everybody? Let's go into the food forest. Hello, Margaret, that kind of shit. And this shows up in political content. I'm a little bit more droll and less animated, and part of that is obviously wearing a mask, ADHD, and performing for the algorithm. But where I differ is the way that burnout expresses itself within me. I am a relentlessly hard worker. I don't think anybody can question that at this point. Writing 10 books in 5 years, 6 books in 3 years, going across multiple social media accounts, publishing tens of thousands of videos, replying to everybody, receiving inboxes, and I was going to make this work. I was going to make a career online and a career as an author work, and there are no ifs, ands, or buts about this. I also cleared, like an acre and a half-ish of land with nothing but a pair of loppers and a 20-inch push mower. I got no problem with hard work. So for me, burnout probably means that I go to what most people would consider the average work, and that's not. I am an overworker, so that doesn't work for everybody, but I think me just going, like right now I'm currently doing my darndest to get a job as an overnight stocker at a grocery store. I'm also looking into getting my forklift certification. Not that those aren't hard jobs, I don't want to discredit that in any way, but in terms of mental capacity, I'm really good with money, I'm really good with monotony and routine. Social media has become such an ingrained part of who I am. It's what I've done every day for 5 or 6 years. To me, it's second nature, and so when I burn out, it's just me being silly, me making videos like this that don't have a demand on the algorithm, me doing things that I want to do. It doesn't mean my output or capacity for work is diminished. It means the ADHD dopamine reward seeking thing is prioritizing things differently. So I might make political videos here and there. I might make them for a good 2-week stretch. But I'm so fucking burnt out mentally and physically that I can only afford to invest energy into the things I actually want to invest that energy in. So I just have to train myself to not react to videos. When I do make videos that matter to me, a message I want to get across, and people leave disgusting comments, I need to learn to just block and move on and not just be like, you're fucking wrong and here's why, you stupid little piece of shit. Because, I'm a riot. Anyway, I'm gonna go into town today and do some do some grocery shopping and shit. And then I'm gonna go over to my friend's house, help her with some yard work, and probably call it a day because it looks like it's gonna storm a lot today as well. The point being is my burnout, my physical exhaustion from injuries and just mentally after doing content creation for all these years, especially in the political arena. For me, slowing down is more of a personal motif than a declaration to my audience or a guaranteed structure of what I'm going to adhere to, because that changes by the day. But more a change in how I interact with content, with people online. You know, at the end of the day, I'm an author, and my relationship with my audience is one of customer service. I'm not interested in any drama between other creators. I'm not interested in really anything other than me expressing the concerns that pissed me off. I think a lot of us felt that kind of breath of fresh air when we first got onto TikTok and we saw all these other people saying what we've been thinking all along, and it's like, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that thinks this way. And so I've done my very best with my content over the years to be open to my audience and criticisms, going from a right-winger, a green right-winger, not a crazy conservative. That's what turned me off. But I had a lot of biased views, especially when it came to members of the LGBTQ community and women. And I mean, they've become my biggest support block. I've gotten things wrong many a time. I'll get things wrong again. I think my content has morphed into an online journal for the most part. I'm journaling my experiences and honestly moving through one of the most, probably the most difficult stage of my life. Doing it publicly, because honestly, I don't care what you guys think. I'm an author, a narrator, and a writer. Well, I guess author and writer, kind of the same thing. Welcome to my experience. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a burger. I could really go for a burger right now.